Hmm?
Cool.
Hold on, I'll let you know when.
Okay.
All right, I think we're live. So today is day 21 of 30 days of Facebook Live, and today I'm on with Shylah Ray. Hi, Shylah.
Hey. This is my second time. Actually, this is my third Facebook Live video where I've been speaking about this project, and I am really looking forward to being present with y'all so that we can discuss more amazing topics and just go over some more information and share with each other. So I just want to make sure everybody can you see me okay and hear me okay?
Yeah, I'm looking at my phone right now because I'm just making sure we're on, and the girls are probably on. Our moderators should be coming on soon too, but nevertheless, let's start. So
Okay.
today we're talking about events as well as the healing power of coming together, of community, of collaboration, and just like, hundreds and thousands of years where we always come together and we always sing and dance together. And like, what is your take on that? And why do you think it's so important?
Well, I think we all share a common vision of how, we'd like to kind of see this world be. And I think through, when we come together as women, there's something very special that happens. And then as a community, there's something else that happens where, hold on, please. Oopsies. When we come together as women, I think there's a completely different experience that we have because women are so empathetic and so compassionate and we feel so deeply and we're so emotional. We're such emotional beings, and I feel like there's this innate need for women to come together, especially where we can truly align our hearts and our voices together. And it's something so ancient and so primal that we've kind of become disconnected from, where we no longer really come together in that same way. And now it's very organized. It's please. Oh my God. It's not funny.
Laugh.
Yeah, it's funny and it's not. So oh my God, careful. Anyway, there's something so primal about being a woman and being a mother, especially, and wanting to come together to celebrate. There's different ways that we come together. There's celebrating, there's sharing information, there's sharing art and creativity, there's taking care of children. Like there's so many ways that we can do this, and we can do it all together at once, but generally it's not it's not as common nowadays. Our lives are more complex, and we're having to get together despite our busy schedules, and we have to schedule all these things and arrange it and plan it, and it's not always easy. It's amazing because I just communicated the importance to me of being able to have this time to be able to focus and be present, and then our needs aren't always met. And
that's why
but anyway,
we live closer together. You'd have a lot of aunties taking care of her too while you're doing your life.
Of course, I wouldn't be in this situation if there. I mean, and I do. There is help available. I'm very supported. There's always an option, but children just bring us back and they help.
Yesterday, Amy and I were online. I think Amy's online right now doing moderation, but unfortunately, when we're Zooming like this, we can't see the comments. I believe that Cecilia says she's going to pop in too. So thank you, girls, for moderating. Yesterday, Amy and I talked about sisterhood and the importance of friendships and empowerment, and empowering each other and standing up for each other and supporting each other. Go out there and succeed as well as right? And so today, specifically because you're our creative director and you're going to be helping a lot with the events and the concerts and everything. All of a sudden, I pause and she paused.
I can't. Well, because I muted it because I can't even hear myself focus. So I'm gonna ask you if you can please be quiet. Just Give me, I don't know what to do now.
I don't know what's so funny. She just has to. Okay.
You know what's, yeah. It's not even about, it's like, it's nothing happened. It's just, it is what it is. It's like there's an excitement and a joy from, what's that?
Sometimes you just have to
What is it?
The giggles. You just can't stop, right?
I guess so. I'm not particularly in the mood. I'd rather talk about community. Give me 1 second. Wait, entertain.
So Amy and Cecilia, whoever's online right now, the moderators, thank you so much for being on with us. And if you can just like, I'm sure you already did it already, but just like the website and the donation link. I'm really excited to be here on day 21. I can't believe we only have 9 more days left. And actually, the last day is going to be next Thursday, the 18th, and we're planning on having the whole team on live. So, you know, it's going to be via this webinar, Zoom, and stuff, to be able to see all of our faces. That's going to be really cool for us to all talk and ask your questions. And if you have any questions too, we can answer all your questions for you when we're on as a group. Yeah, so I don't know how long I have to wait for Shylah, but it's been a really cool last 21 days. The momentum has been really effortless and easy, and the support has been really great. So just wanted to say thank you for that. And we're going to be launching our campaign next Thursday as well. So that last day, the 18th, we're going to have our Facebook Live at 6:30 instead of 7:30. And we're going to be coming on, and we're going to be talking about integration, talking about team, and sharing a little bit more with you, and then closing up our 30 days of Facebook Live. And at that point, we'll be launching our I Fund Woman, I guess it's like a campaign Kickstarter. I don't know if the word is Kickstarter, if that's like a branded word, but nevertheless, it's from I Fund Woman. And we're going to be seeking donations and support, and please do check it out. Please do help us. And also, there's probably a link right now on the comment section that the girls probably put pinned on there. And so check out our website, read our mission statement, and please do support us wherever you can. We're actually going back into the schools in February for our second module. So that should be really cool. We're going to be talking about, I believe, we're going to talk about gender and cultural differences and biases, as well as all the different motives around gender and sex. And that's going to be module 2 in February. So it'll be great to get some support and some donations in before then. So the fundraiser campaign will be out next Thursday with a surprise video. And that's going to be something that we're releasing on a very special day, the 18th, right, Shylah?
Yes. Yes. It's bedtime right now, and there's a meltdown happening. Can you hear?
A little bit. I'll just try to talk and get everything through, but how you
feeling? And yeah, it's this is the balance, that I experience of how I can offer my presence and be in more than one place at a time. And there's nothing that means more to me than motherhood and community and coming together for the greater good, and helping each other raise our children, raise this next generation of young women, and be present with them while they're having these challenges. And that's what I'd like to be offering. This is
the real deal. That's why we're live, right? I think
yeah.
I think in this shift now, they don't want these scripted videos where we're all prettied up and we're sitting there and we're ready and we're rehearsed and everything. I think this is just the real deal. This is a real community.
It's not like that at all. Yeah, it's not like that at all.
We have our rough days.
That's what I think that's what's happening in this movement too. And as we're learning to just be more honest, be more authentic, and be more vulnerable with our process, I think a lot, we're kind of giving each other permission to be real and be authentic, and know that social media is very different from reality and what we experience. And we can only go so far with it because we still have the authenticity of, the reality of our home and family life and whatever else is going on behind the scenes, and trying not to bring that in, trying not to bring kind of drama into the present moment, but while, just trying to be as present as possible with the most important thing.
You're balancing really well. You have 2 daughters and you're, touring, you have so much coming out too. And so, lots of respect. I like, by the end of the day, I'm tired and I'm single. And so I have a lot of respect for moms too. So.
Well, we kind of just learn to go with the flow. I think I've just kind of been a little desensitized to it now. So
yeah,
whatever it is.
Yeah,
anyway, I want to keep the focus on. you know, how to come together as a community and how to show up for events. Oh my God.
Do you want to pause? I can just ramble a little bit while you maybe give her a hug.
I mean, this is just more, yeah, it's just more like, it's just that time of night, you know? So
What do you think we can do?
it's basically like, that's, you know, we need to give our attention to what's calling us. So yeah, if you want to just take a moment and kind of describe, maybe you can just speak on like.
I'll just speak a little bit. You come back whenever you can. I'll just be here. Right? And if you don't come back, then you know, in 20 minutes, I'll just get off myself. Hold on one second. Hey everybody, so I'm still here, and we're gonna pause a little bit. This is real time, real life, you know, between mothers and daughters, and you know, sisterhood in our community and stuff. And so it's really, you know, it's really cute and beautiful. And that's what, I don't have kids, so I don't know. I can only imagine the amount of energy that Shylah has to carry for just, you know, herself as well as her daughters and all the people that she works with too. So the vision that we had for tonight was that we were going to talk about the upcoming events that we're going to have this spring. And we're planning on having our first event in March, I believe, like late March, and then also a few more during the summer. Probably going to partner up with some other organizations that have connections and resources too, and then it'll be a really big concert of sorts. And Shylah, she's connected to Agape Spiritual Center. I am as well. And there's also other different musicians and partners that we might connect with and do really cool events and concerts and fundraising banquets to bring in the VIP, the partners, the folks out there like yourself. If you're really wanting to support us and show up in different ways, you can come, you can let us know how you can be of service to the movement, and we can hopefully collaborate because the magic of song, it's all about that. But really I wanted for Shylah to talk about the importance and the healing element of coming together of these concerts and these you know, like singing and psalm and praise and, you know, dancing and open mic or slam poetry. And we have so many talented artists and musicians and everything on our team and in our community. And so we really want to have a place to display that, to also allow our participants and just the community at large to come through and just enjoy an evening or two and have a lot of those throughout the year. And so I wanted Shylah to talk about that. And so we'll wait for her to share more. Hopefully she'll come back in the next 5 minutes or so. Yesterday, Amy and I were on here. We had a really cool conversation about the importance of sisterhood and about showing up for each other and not having to be anything, you know, knowing that you have the capacity, the power to be anything you want to be. But then, you know, well, there might be nights where this happens, where you have to really take care and be present for your daughter, and to have friends, to have sisters, to have community that we're patient and we're here and we understand is so important, and it's so healing. And I think that that's what we really want to convey and want to really share with the students and the community at Magic of Psalm, is that when you're going through such hard times and when you're feeling lonely or broken and you come from trauma, perhaps you're a survivor, sometimes it's really hard to trust people. Sometimes it's really hard to ask for help. And so if there are communities like ours, I hope that we will create a space, create an energy, and really share ourselves with the world, whether it's via social media or through our events that we invite you to let you know that we're the real deal, that we're authentic, and that we really do care. And aside from our very direct and very you know, medically accurate scientific research work that we are delivering to the schools, we're very serious about that curriculum. It's very professional. We're really getting down to work and really pushing that out there for the students in a real way. Aside from that, you know, we want to really show up for our community and for each other as humans too, as the days where it's really rough, we want to be there for each other. And I think that this is just pretty much a testament of how moving forward, in order for us to really thrive and succeed, collaboration and friendship and the sincerity and the transparency and also the authenticity behind it, the vulnerability, is super important. I'm just rambling right now, but I think I'm tapping into some of the things that are really important to the Magic of Psalm. I love singing. For me, I don't sing that well yet. Actually, Shylah is my singing coach. And we would go on to these Zooms and we would load up a YouTube for whatever song that I wanted to perfect or sing. And then I would sing to her, and I'd just like be screeching and singing and stuff. And then she, she'd sing back with me, and she'd tell me like, this range is too high or too low, and it's really sweet. So we started off as her supporting me with my voice lessons and singing. And even before I actually started getting professional voice lessons, I'm actually a karaoke addict, and I love going to karaoke. For me, it's very therapeutic. It's really healing for me to be able to sing, to really choose and select these lyrics or these songs that empower me, or that allow me to really express my emotions, whatever they may be in that moment. And I've done that for so long. My family, everybody's really into that. And so I just thought this was so beautiful, so synchronistic, so divine, that we all connected in this way. And we all have these different talents, and this vision came together so naturally and organically that, oh, so now Shylah's here. She's a fantastic musician, and she writes her own songs, and it's really beautiful. So she's here, she's able to write us particular songs should we desire in the future. And also she's able to help us facilitate and coordinate these events that were coming up in the fall, in the spring and in the summer and the fall of 2018. We're really looking forward to that. I'm gonna be down in LA a lot more. Probably gonna be trying to live down there a little bit more. And some of the girls, I think Amy's gonna probably try to come back to LA too. And Shylah lives in Ojai, so we're going to have a lot of opportunities to connect into Heartstorm and Brainstorm. A lot of different more opportunities and ways for us to connect with the community. A lot of different ways for us to do outreach. And if you have any ideas for us, please do comment or send us a message and let us know. Essentially, I think at the core of our mission statement, we talked a lot about song and voice and sound and praise and psalm. And we really want to have a space where we can support our students, support our survivors and each other to speak up. There are days too where it's really hard for me to really say what I want to say. So I have to remind myself, okay, do your breath work, connect to yourself and connect to your body, and this is how you do it, and speak up. Speak up. Right now it's the time for us to speak up or speak our truth and really be authentic about what it is that we're going through. So I'm just rambling right now, Shylah, but I think I'm doing okay. I'm gonna pass it on to you now. I'm just talking about how our vision our vision about how to create a space for people to show up and to really use their voice, right, in different ways, whether it's singing or sharing their story and their narrative.
Right. Well, I wanted to just share, I want to use my voice and say, I just had a little, we have like these little mini healings, I just had like this little mini healing with my child where I had to be present. And then there's like this recovery process, when we've gone through something difficult or emotionally volatile or something, and all we're wanting is just that presence or that comfort or that affection or just those affirming words or, that the forgiveness or whatever it is. So, but it happens really often with children because they're so spontaneously emotional and reactive, and they react to our behavior as well. And so that's the biggest kick in the ass, where you're like, oh, you're just a reflection of me and how I'm feeling. So
whatever you did, she seems very calm now, huh?
Well, yeah, we just talked it over. I just held her and just, I just said that was really important to me, and I'd said it's really important to me that you don't interrupt, and you did that, and that felt disrespectful. And anyway, we talked about it, and now I'll be honest, she's playing with one of her sister's toys, so she's not usually allowed to. Works every time. So, but it's learning the art of being calm in those moments. And I know sometimes women are better than men, and sometimes men are better than that, are better than women at that. And it's just all inner child and learning to be present with those feelings, because we all throw tantrums in our own ways, and we all want attention in different ways, and to the point where we're self-destructive or where we hurt others, or disrespect others. So anyway, bringing it back to the conversation around, community and events and music and creativity, I think that's kind of where my life personally takes. This is the balance of me, having this mothering role and then wanting to be this, creative director and this musician and this artist and this, this person that participates in social events and brings people together and networking and all that. So it's a passion of mine because I see what happens when people come together. And when people come together, it's powerful. We feel better than we did going in. We feel a sense of togetherness. We feel heard. We feel seen for our, for our contribution to the community. Everyone has a really important role in each community and what they bring. And I think it's up to those individually to find what that is, because otherwise, there's a lot of people kind of left wandering and wondering what their purpose is and what they bring to a community. I think that's why there's people that kind of bounce around a lot, place to place, because they're still just trying to find that sense of, belonging where they can be received. So, and I remember doing that myself. And now that I found my home, my base, my foundation, I've built a family, I've built, community around me. My life has become so much easier to say yes to, yeah, I can do that, and I can handle this, and I can take on this project, and I can do that gig, and I can, take this opportunity, because I have the basics, established, and now I can be more of service because I know my role in the community, and I know my role in my family. And it's so valuable to show up in that way and do it, with backing, when you feel like you have people who see you and support you and acknowledge your role. And so I felt that way since, I've been living in Ojai 7, almost 8 years. And I felt that way since the moment I've been here. It's such a gratifying feeling.
Have you lived in the same neighborhood the whole time too?
No, I've moved around a few times, just trying to find the right area, but I like where I am right now. But I have like a little compound. There are a bunch of women that live here, so it's nice that we have each other. And I think all women desire that. We all want that. Like, there's nothing more, I don't know. There's just something about like being able to walk over to your neighbor's house and being like, hey, can I borrow your measuring cups? Whatever, that's what I experience. And I've kind of always wanted that. And even though I'm not doing the nuclear family thing, I get to experience this as a woman, opening my home to those, or, inviting people out to my shows, or showing up for others, and, whatever, showing up for a woman's birth. It's like, there's so many ways that we can show up for each other. And music is just one way of being of service, being a friend, just a friend to someone is another, being part of a project is another way. Being a professional, there's so many different ways that we can show up for each other. And so,
you said something that reminded me of a stream that I did a couple of days ago. You said, I know my role. I know that I've created these circles and I have a home base. And I did a stream a couple of days ago about happiness and hope, and how it's trainable, and how we can actually acquire and develop these skills, these rituals, to allow us to be more happy and hopeful, right? Because depression and suicide is such a real thing, and we've all experienced that intimately. We know how heartbreaking it is. And connection, actually loneliness is the biggest epidemic, and connection is the is a cure. It's we have to find ways, we have to go out there and seek those communities. And we're creatures of habit. We really do like structure, right? And to be able to know that every year we have this to go to, or every week we have these meetings, it's actually it makes me feel good. Like, I feel safe. Like, I have a meeting with this team every 2 weeks, and to be able to also infuse a lot of love and sisterhood into those teams that are professional or business, I think is what will sustain us. And so just wanted to emphasize that a little bit. I think that's really beautiful. And I just want to mention too that, with these events that these events that we're going to be creating in the spring and the summer and stuff, be a lot of people coming through, maybe we're going to like design it so that there's like a concert element or a panel. We're not really sure yet. We're still brainstorming it. But I just wanted to say too that you sing at Agape Spiritual Center every once in a while.
Yes.
Right? And when you go there, I remember the first time I went there, it's just that collective energy of such like, high vibration and spirits. It just makes you feel so, even though you don't know everybody in the room, it just makes you feel so held. What are your thoughts about that whole really high energy of like a group of hundreds of people?
I just, when we step into that vibration, I think there's something in us all that's like, I want that. I want to belong here. Like, I want to feel welcome here. I want to feel like I have a place here. When you step into an energy that feels powerful, that feels aligned with something in you, whether that, whatever they're speaking to, whether you're a very religious person, whether, you know, whatever it is. But I'm just saying there's that moment where you really feel tapped into the energy that is collectively present, with a group of people. That is a place that I feel is very much aligned with the God presence, and all of those who, believe in God or have a God in their vision, in their life that they look to, or pray to. It's a beautiful thing where we can come together for the higher good of something, whether that is this project, whether that is another business project, whether that is a church, whether that is a concert, whether that is, there's so many different ways that we can come together. I think a place like that, who especially holds a high integrity of people who live by the words that they preach. There's something so special about that. And I know that for me, myself, when, I can be skeptical about religious gatherings or, things that feel cultish, it's like I used to go along with that because I was just being open-minded and wanted to feel and taste and experience it all. But now, I think, as we kind of refine ourselves over the years and we find our truth and what we're really here to bring, not only do we want to belong, but then we want to step forward and we want more leadership. We want to take on more leadership. I see people wanting to be their own leader, wanting to individually lead different causes and step into a role where they have more responsibility and where they can be seen for their efforts and for their service and acknowledge, I think, it's just this whole, like, nobody wants to work a job. We all want to be recognized for the God-given talents that we have or the skills that we have. We want to be recognized for this. We don't want to be recognized for just the job that we're doing. We want to be recognized for embodying that, that God presence and for following our intuition and for following our purpose, whatever that is. And sometimes it takes those trials and tribulations to go through to find out what the purpose is. But if someone is awake and aware of their purpose and they know how to offer something really beautiful, it's like it's already there and it's easy to be in that role, and take that role of leadership. And we need more people like that. We need all people, awakening to what their highest truth is. Just like Oprah said, that was so powerful. Her quote about that's like the most powerful thing we can do now is just speaking our truth, and everyone's is different. Everyone's going to have a different truth, which is beautiful. That's what makes the world amazing, amazing, beautiful, and strange and scary and everything.
To allow everybody else their truth, right? Because like you said, it's all different. It's all very subjective at times too. But the ultimate truth, I guess, like the bigger truth is just like, we are here and we're all one and we're all, powerful. We're also all hot messes too. And so, when you left, I said that, yesterday, I think Amy mentioned how, to be able to find those friends, those sisters where you don't have to be anything, that one day, you're this and next day you're that. You don't have to be anything, you just show up and feel recharged and feel like you're okay. And if you're having a hard night or your kids or your spouse or whatever, it's okay too, and there's no judgment. And I think that to be able to create a community and maybe annual events that people can always come to support them in their process or their healing is really powerful. Yeah. So that's the vision that I kind of want to really explore with you too, because like you're already a part of those communities, and most of your music, most of your songs, like it's just naturally already high vibrational. So it's really picks you up every time you listen to it. What are some of your visions as far as like how would you see some really potential awesome events coming out with the Magic of Psalm?
I see the potential. I see potential, honestly, for my own personal growth. Mainly, I see when I have opportunities, it's always an opportunity, even though there might be a sense of like being unprepared or not really sure what the vision is. All I know is that saying yes to the opportunity and stepping into it always reveals something, deeper within me and allows me to have the next kind of stepping stone to move forward with what I'm wanting. And I usually meet the right people, and usually there's, someone is having a beautiful experience, my presence, and I'm giving, there's always such a blessing in every experience. And I really love being in a role of leadership and of organizing events and networking. I'm very you know, a very social person. And I feel like it's very easy for me to meet new people and to make a good impression and to connect with people, you know, from the heart, you know, in the beginning, and just come across, you know, I hope this is the feedback that, you know, that I've gotten, and I know I've gotten better at it, because I've had to have these trials. I've had to make mistakes, and I've had to learn how to approach people, and I've had to learn, you know, how to speak to people so that they'll really hear me, that they'll really listen. And I find that music and singing is the easiest way for me to get message across. And I don't feel like it's always me. I feel like it is me just opening to a power greater than me that wants to flow through. And anytime there is an opportunity for me to be of service through music, it's just a given. That's it. It's always a yes, you know, where I can show up in that way. And because I know how much it inspires people, I know how good it makes me feel in that moment and afterward. And I get the same feedback from others, where they've either felt really touched by music or by a certain event, or, you know, a cause. And just like adding music to it is just like, that is the magic. That's the magic of Psalm right there. That's, you know, music is everything. That's the universal language where we all connect, you know? And so it's like my absolute honor and pleasure every time, you know, even when people are like, thank you for your music, or, you know, or it's like, you know, it's like my absolute honor and pleasure, you know. It's like, I'm having so much fun. I'm enjoying myself so much. It's amazing to be thanked for doing what I love.
Yeah, to be able to make a living from something that you are so passionate about.
It just seems like the opposite. I don't know. It's a strange feeling. Right. And even before performing, where people are like, good luck, you know, and I'm kind of like, this isn't about luck. This is just about, you know, this is about the service and stepping forward and allowing like the unknown to be, and just being present with what is, and going with the flow, you know, and not judging myself along the way about how I could have sounded, or this, or I could have done a better job at this. Just like taking these little mistakes or taking these lessons as, you know, it's like the grain of salt, and just you know, gathering up all these experiences, remembering them, and then turning them into tools, and how to, you know, move forward and do better next time, and just watching the growth, you know. And so I've seen how much growth has taken place by me, you know, choosing to step forward each time and saying, yes, I'll do that, and I'll take that on, and remembering that I'm the one responsible. I'm the one that created this. No matter, you know, if I feel a sense of overwhelmment, it's because of me. I'm the one that chose to say yes to all these things and fill my plate, you know, because we want more, but then it's like, how much can we actually do as an individual? Like, you know, I need help, I need to reach out, or I need support here, you know. So I know that we can experience that in cycles as humans, where we want to take a lot on, and then we realize at some point, like, wow, we weren't meant to really go through this alone. We were meant to do this as a tribe, or as a community, or as a group, or as a unit. You know, there's so many ways that we can move through an experience together, and it's always more powerful and easier and more graceful when we have support behind us. You know, when we just feel supported and we don't feel like the world is on our shoulders, we're capable of so much more with ease and with love and with that gratitude in the service. So it's not coming from a place of stress or fear or scarcity, you know, or confusion of like, why am I doing this? It's like we should always be, you know, in the knowing and remembering like why it is that we're showing up, why we're coming together, and why we're, you know, what's the common vision.
And
Yeah,
I'd like to add something too. I think that we're also tackling and dealing with a topic, a subject that is sensitive, right? Talking about comprehensive sex ed, teaching this to the students and bringing this to the districts and to the parents, and also maybe delivering this information in different ways to the leaders as well, to remind them of better, more effective ways to communicate. And then also, aside from the students in the schools directly, we're supporting, survivors and trauma victims too, potentially, and they're coming through to our events and stuff. And I think that, showing up for each other is so important, but more so because a lot of these survivors and these folks, it's really hard for them to trust, right? And I've been around a lot of clients and friends even who've gone through all of this, and it takes a lot of work for them to actually even trust that you'll be there. And so I think that, this movement or this service or this nonprofit that we're building, this community, it's not just a fly by night. It's like, this is going to be, you know, a lifestyle that I have to somehow make sure that the magic of Assam is a part of my whole, you know, experience, because, you know, to show up, to be consistent, and to really show yourself in truthful ways, so that your community, so that the participants, so that even the users online eventually, that they'll know that you're real people, that they know you're not just going to like disappear on them, because they've had a lot of people disappear on them. And, you know, I've actually heard that from like friends who've, you know, gone through trauma where they don't believe that you're going to stay there for them. They are afraid that you might just show up and then disappear because everybody else has done that. And so, you know, to be able to have these consistent events, you know, we'll do it, you know, and hire and have more volunteers or more team members to really show up and share our stories and be really raw with each other, I think will help the people that we serve to feel a lot more held.
I agree.
Yeah. And one last thought is that, you know, Reverend Michael Beckwith, he always talks about how when, you know, he's training the practitioners and we're going through this process, the difference between Agape and other churches or spiritual centers is that they're like, well, what we're giving is an experience, a full body, full spirit experience. And when people come in there, they're moved from the core, and they're moving their body, and they leave like transformed, right? Like each cell of their body is changing and moving in different ways, and also consciousness-wise too. They're getting new ways of thinking, new ways of being, and they're not broken. They're perfect. And to be able to have that high level of consciousness, to be able to look at these people and go, "You're perfect," elevates them. But if you're not ready, you're not able to show them that way, then, you know, dealing with this demographic is really it's a really sensitive group of people at times too. So I think that, you know, everybody from the Magic Assam, we've done a lot of work, and we're still growing, and we're still taking more trainings. So we're perpetual students too. So I think that we're very conscious of that. We're conscious that we're holding space for sometimes very sensitive groups of people, and so we don't take that, you know, lightly.
I agree. Yeah. No, I understand that, and it is. I think we learn along the way to, you know, we learn how to communicate better and better, you know, and how to relate to others. So it only gets easier as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. And I really appreciate all the questions and being present. Hold on.
What's going on? You wanna just like, we could wrap up too. You know, if you want to just share some thoughts about some, you know, potential event ideas you think that we can start brainstorming on, maybe in March or in May and stuff. Like, what do you think would be cool for us to start working on? So we can give our audience something to look forward to. I know that we were talking about something maybe in March or April when, you know, Amy and some of the girls are in town and stuff. And then of course all the other girls to fly in. Our team, you know, everybody's like in different states and stuff. And so we'll definitely all come through for these events. But what do you think? Like, what do you think would be cool for our first event?
I mean, I see it as being really exciting. I see, you know, I see the potential for, I mean, everything from having speakers to maybe having just a couple, you know, something similar to TED Talk, you know, where we have a couple different panels. I love panels. I love when we have a panel of, you know, 3-4 women sitting there and then someone's asking questions. I see that. And then I see, obviously music, if we could just have like maybe a short intermission or something with, I don't know, so many, and then maybe tables, a lot of tables, tables of information, different nonprofits or different, you know, organizations that are doing similar work, you know, and partners of ours that we can, you know, come together with, and you know, who are all in a similar field. So
we
anyway, yes,
it's a lot of great ideas and stuff. But do you want? How are you feeling? Do you want to wrap up, or you want to say some last thoughts so that I can go to bed?
Yes, please. Yes.
All you.
Yeah.
What do you want to say? How do you want to wrap it up? You want to wrap it up with a song, or you just want to say what? See ya.
Yeah. Obviously, because she needs attention, I'm gonna give her attention, and I'm gonna say, "Come over here."
Your time. Hey.
No.
How are you?
There's nothing. Oh, apparently nothing. Nothing she wants to say, even though
nothing. You just want to giggle.
and was hanging onto my clothing and is, you know,
Clothing?
picking at my jewelry and all that stuff.
No, I was going like this.
Okay. Anyway, anyway, Munaya didn't know that there was more than just one person present in this, but I think she felt like it was okay.
Oh, okay. Well, it's okay. Well, nice seeing you. You're gonna go to bed now, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So, do you have another one planned, or are you just gonna show up for the last one?
I thought you meant another one as in a child. I was like,
let's talk about that later. We don't have to talk.
that's not. I'm not willing to have that conversation right now. I don't think I am scheduled for another.
Okay. So then I guess we'll just see you. Well, we'll be talking to you every day, but we'll just see you live for the audience next Thursday with the group.
Yes, I'm really excited for that one.
All right. Well, have a good night.
Thanks everyone for tuning
Awesome.
in.
Bye, love.
Bye. Okay.